All right, thanks, Joe. All right, well, critics of the Parental Choice Tax Credit bill weren't just contained to the State House. Since January, we have heard from teachers, superintendents, those who are concerned about its constitutionality. From Idaho's teachers union to the state superintendent. All of those who are closely linked to what public money for private education would mean to them and their schools. In fact, just last week, 73 administrators from 69 different school districts signed a letter to Governor Little, which was posted in the Idaho Ed News, asking him to veto House Bill 93. 69 school districts, from Idaho's largest, West Ada, to one of its smallest in Salmon. Today, Aspen Shumpert talked with one of those small school districts and has their reaction to today's decision.
I think we're all pretty disappointed that it happened.
American Falls School District Superintendent Randy Jensen says it's sad to see public school funding not be a priority for the state.
In a state that historically funding for public education in Idaho is at the bottom in the country. And so when we really don't even adequately fund public education, where do we have extra money now to start funding private education?
Thursday, Governor Little signed House Bill 93, allowing public funds to go towards private school tuition in the form of a tax credit. But for rural school districts where there's either none or few private schools, this new law doesn't help them at all.
We have a small private school in our community that we probably will have some students elect to go to. And we have some in neighboring Pocatello that students may decide to go to. But for the most part in this rural, in our rural community, there aren't other options.
Jensen isn't alone in disappointment of Little's decision. Marsing School District Superintendent Norm Stewart calls the governor's decision a direct betrayal of rural Idaho taxpayers. Notice School District Superintendent Micah Duramus adds, it's a sad day for Idaho public education when the self-proclaimed education governor approves a bill that did not meet his own standards, doing it the Idaho way, meaning fair, responsible, transparent, and accountable.
We know he said he'd commit $50 million to this, but there were certainly some requirements he had on that, and we just felt like that it doesn't fit all those requirements that the governor had asked for that.
Jensen says in an attendance-based funding formula state, losing students to private school will cause a financial hit.
I'm sure it's going to hurt all districts. Some we're going to lose some attendance, which is going to cut our funding. But public schools, we need to do the best we possibly can, especially to meet the needs of all students, not just students that can qualify for my school or only the students that I want to come to my school.
Public school districts are worried this is just the beginning, and over time, this budgeted amount of taxpayer dollars going to private schools will grow. We've been told it's not the state's intent to let that happen, but we're told that it was going to be fair and accountable, whatever the governor signed when it came to school choice, and school districts aren't really feeling like that was accurate as well.
Right, and any legislature can expand it if they so choose. Next year that can happen. You reached out to a lot of schools.
Yeah, about 18 of them that signed that letter.
One of them got back to you saying that they were kind of busy today. Why was that?
Yeah, that was Emmett School District. We were able to reach their superintendent, Craig Woods, who tells me it was a rough day for them, and staff were worried about what this meant for their jobs. A lot of questions and answers coming out of that school district and discussions about what this means.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, Aspen.